Bum, 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 bum. Oh, shoot. I need my phone. All right. I believe we are live. Yes, we are. We've been live for 5 whole seconds. If you could just tell me if you can hear and see me, because this stupid new system that they have here for going live. You probably hear the dog. Helen, how are you? Evertree. That is correct. This kind of falls into part of our story in a way, on how this whole project came to be. So I figured I'd give you a little fluff because we're going to have to do things. Sound and video good. Oh, perfect. Well, here's the thing. I'm doing this twice today, once at 3 o'clock and once at 4 o'clock on BGG, because we did both projects on both channels. I kind of wanted to make sure that both channels got the finished product and that we finished something. Okay, you know, we didn't just say we were going to do something. Mach Schultz, what's up? It's kind of funny. It all kind of started, the whole project, where I was taking a look at this wooden tree from Everdale, because I love this game and I just love the whole forest vibe of it. And it's amazing how trees tell an incredible story. They do. I really love trees, and I always have. I've always been fascinated as a kid, and I would just go... Oh, I would go running out into the forest where I lived, because I lived up in Connecticut by a dam, and I would go and just lay near the dam and look at all the trees and fish, you know, from morning to night in the right time of the year. And I was always fascinated with trees as a kid. So when I put this bad boy together, I was thinking, oh, gee, should I glue it and put it somewhere so I always have it, or should I leave it where I could take it apart? Well, I take it apart, even though it's wooden and all that stuff. That's the good tree, you know, not the one that comes in the box. So I use that one. New York Raider fan. Hi, Rob. Just wondering if you ever had your November 10th big announcement. No, it got moved to December 9th. I think that's a weekend. Hold on. I'll tell you shortly. I moved it for a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for everything that I do. But we are going to have a very big announcement. And yes, actually it will be December 8th. The big announcement will come. There we go. So, there you go. All right. Morpho, how are you? So anyways, I had this tree from Oathsworn, Deepwoods. Toby had left a box behind with a couple of figures in it and this tree, because I was fascinated with the tree. And I decided to build this incredible story. So we painted both figures, and now I decided to put it all together into one thing that I had in my head as far as a story would go. So, without further ado, I do believe we have the video up there, and I'm going to show you how we made this diorama, which you'll see on Board Game Geek in its finale, in its final stages. Actually, it's done, to put it plainly. But let me just go to my thing here. Okay, so I can see all the comments. And why don't I shut off the volume so we can actually hear that. Hello, Rob. Hello, Godzilla Lover. Hey, Joe in Arizona. Hope you are doing well. And I wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow we'll have a very special video concerning the day, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so let's downsize this. Let's move this over here. Let's go into our movie view. And let's start Oathsworn. Alright. So, as you can see, I am putting a whole bunch of cardboard there. And what I did is I got a picture frame. I guess they call them deep boxes or something. And what are they called?
Shadow boxes.
We got an assist for the queen. She says shadow boxes. So in those shadow boxes, I decided to put a whole bunch of cardboard. And you see I'm just tearing out a little area there because I want to make a little pond there. Hi Rob, it figures the only time I can catch you live, it's a holiday and I have the flu. Everybody has the flu. Trust me, I'm not feeling 100% myself. It's the first time in a long time that I've had the flu. I do have some things going on. Miss Helen Adams said hello to the Queen, but the Queen is already on the move as she is preparing for Thanksgiving while I stream for the next 2 hours. All right, so now what I did is I built that all up, and now I'm just working this paste in. Okay, let me do something here. All right, that should make it a little bit better for you guys to see. I don't know why it cuts out the right hand side, but I'll have to work on that at some point. So once that comes in, as you can see, yeah, I'm just taking this, and it's kind of like putting icing on a cake, only that's really not a cake. I actually filmed this with no sound, so there you go. So we should be good. I think, yeah, the sound's off anyways. So I'm just kind of moving this around and really trying to get this. There we go. So I was able to shrink that video a little bit so we get most of it in there. Perfect. And I can move this around a little bit. Yeah, there we go. If we have to. There we go. I think we got it in there. All right, so anyways, what kind of paste is that? It's just regular plaster. The reason I use this plaster is I wanted it to crack, and you'll see why. I wanted it to have all kinds of cracks in it, and there's a reason for that. Yeah, it's just paste spackle from a hardware store. That's all. Real simple. And that's one of the problems why we didn't finish this the week before, last week when we went to whatchamacallit, because it was still drying. It took a lot longer to dry than I thought it would. I wanted to try something different because I wanted the paste to shrink and crack. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So I just kind of smother this all in there. And you see I'm building a little well there. And that's all I wanted to do was get that well in there. There we go. Now I'm trying to flatten it out. I don't want it totally even. And then I'm going to stick the figures in there. And you're going to see that I'm just going to take this space and kind of work it into the bases. So the paste connects in there because those guys are going to be in there for forever now. Because I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I may donate it. I may sell it for charity. I may send it to the guys over at Shadowborn if they want it. Or I just might bring it to my office. And you can see, now I'm trying to plug up all the holes there. And you see I have that little well there. You're going to see what we're going to do with that later on in the show. And all I want to do, now I'm just trying to do a little cleanup here. Just clean around the edges. Trying to keep the box as clean as possible, believe it or not. Which is not easy to do. Especially when you have this spackling paste. So now it became the whole thing. How many years is it going to take to dry? Well, finally it dried, and then we are just going to take all the glue in the world. As you can see, I'm going to stop it right here for a second. I painted, if you can see my mouse here, I just took some regular Abaddon black and just painted an area out that I wanted to kind of work with. And we're going to go a little further, and you're going to see what I'm talking about, how I wanted these cracks. Now, hold on. Let's get my hand out of there. You can't see them, but this is all cracked in here. So I got these fissures in here that I wanted. And you can see I actually have a crack that comes all the way up into here. You see how it cracks in here. And when it dried, it all cracked. That's exactly what I wanted. Will a hair dryer dry it quicker? Or does it have to dry naturally? I just let it dry naturally. You could probably use a hair dryer, but I don't think it would do much. So I just I emptied out this whole thing of glue, and I mean, I just lost my mind when it came to glue. Look at that. It's almost like a whole bottle of glue. Because I really wanted it in there thick. In your office, you know, I did not think you ever said what's your day job. No, and I never will. Because I can't. And as you can see, I am just... Hey, Rick, how are you? All right, see how I'm just going to spread this all around. I want to make sure I keep this nice and thick. And I'm just working it in there. You know, I don't want to get it all over the model, so I'm really taking my time using an old brush. That's the best thing about buying those old brushes, is that you can just utilize these to just kind of do what you got to do. There we go, and we're just working that in there. And now I'm just taking flocking, and I am just going to, you see, I'm just working around with my fingers for now. It just seems to work a lot easier if I use my fingers to work it around. And you see, I'm leaving that whole black area. Now I'm going to freeze this again. Hold on. Now you see here, you see how those are all cracks in there? Do you see what I'm getting at here? Hopefully you guys can see that. And I've just got these fissures in here, and there's a reason for it. It all becomes part of our story. Rob's day job is dreaming up new ways to entertain us. Thank you, Helen. Helen always with the assist. And we're just going to take some more. I'm trying to keep as much as I can off. And just move it around. And wherever it goes, basically. Just trying to get it all in there so it covers really, really well. And I just found using my fingers is a lot easier instead of just taking another brush and ruining another brush. It was just easier to do it that way. And I'm just tapping it lightly. Yeah, there we go. Come on, move it over there. Really just get that flocking in there. And you see where we're starting to get this really rich green soil that we're looking for. So you can really see the cracks in the black area up top where the giant monster lays in all his glory and evilness. And just kind of pat that down. Wherever there's blind spots there, we're just going to work that in there. I mean, this stuff is cheap enough. I got like 10 bottles of it. All kinds of different things. So you don't mind using a whole bunch of it. It's made to be used this way. There we go. And we're just getting it all over the place. Tapping it in there nicely. Trying to get the glue to adhere to it. See, just saying, you're good grass. You're very good grass. Go, be free. Be free from the bottle. It's okay now. It's all right to be out here in the wilderness. You're forever now part of this diorama. Welcome. Welcome one and all. See, and if you talk like that to the grass will do what you need it to do. Now, as you can see, we got it kind of really nice in there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some matte finish. Oh, no, wait a minute. Is that what I'm going to do? Now I'm going to make sure, I want to make sure it's dry. And you can see a little light spots here or there, but don't worry. We take care of that. And yeah, see, here's where we bring it. All right, I take the matte coat and I just spray this entire thing. That's why I did not spray the figures first, because I knew I was going to spray this over the entire thing. What that's going to do is that is going to harden that grass in there. So it's not going to be always moving and flipping up and going places and doing things and stuff like that. And it's matte, so it's good, you know, no shine on it. It's going to dry flat. Have you ever tried using a static grass applicator? Yes, I did. Again, some things I just do very old-fashioned. I'm not one of these guys that run around and with music and paint things halfway when, you know, I just do things a certain way. And I'm not the big professionals or anything like that. I keep things nice and simple, the way I can control it and the way I feel good about it. Now, I'm taking this Mephiston red, and we're going to start building some lava in here. See those cracks? Yeah, that's why we have those cracks there. Hold on, let me see if I can move this up a little bit more. Hold on. No. It's not going to be friendly to me. There we go. I think you guys can see. Okay, yeah. I'm looking on the screen and you can see it. And I'm just painting in all these cracks. And I'm going to get in the class. I'm going to use clear glue here. Instead of the white glue. Because I don't want this edging. Now, just to go back. Once I move my big fat hand. Okay. Look what I did here. I have these red streaks in here. And what we're doing is we're trying to form lava, and you'll see how we're just going to build that on our way out. All right, let's keep going here. Wow, we're moving pretty good. And I'm going to take some liching, and I really kind of want to build like a bush layer, a layer of bush in there. And you can see I did it on the other side. And yeah, exactly. And that's really gonna work perfectly for what I want to do, because we're trying to create this beautiful lush forest. And you're gonna see what we're gonna do here. I do get behind that tree eventually. I don't know if I get it on tape. There we go. And I'm gonna turn this a little bit. You're gonna see me move it here. I'm just gonna glue some of this liching all over the place to represent some kind of bushing or just brush in a lot of ways. Current paint, Citadel base, Mephiston red. Look at Helen working. Day before Thanksgiving, Helen working. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Fallen Dominion. You guys are the best. Except for that Dan Hopper guy. Alright, beautifully done. And yeah, okay, there we go. So what am I doing here? Yeah, I just add this is the fun part, because you just kind of start working inside your head more than anything else. There's no blueprint. There's just, what do you want to do? How do you want to do it? And what do you want to do? What are you trying to accomplish here? And as you can see here, all I'm doing is just kind of, I don't want it wide open, and I really want a little different flavor here and there. I've just got things in my head, because not only do I want that lava to look like everywhere he walks, there's just destruction. So I decided to pull out and pick up some of these beautiful little flower bushes that they have, and different types of colors, because I want this to be bright. I want this to be bright and very vivid, because of, here's this tree that looks dead, but this tree holds this mystical power, and around it there's just such incredible beauty. Yet there is this creature of undeniable evil that wants to crush this beauty, and the only thing in between that and this undeniable beauty is our warbear, our very brave warbear. Oh, I'm glad he isn't. He said he was. But then again, he said a lot of things. Oathsworn Pledge Manager should open next week or the following week for those who are interested. Well, there you go. And this story is not affiliated with anything with Oathsworn. The story that I came up with in my head. I just made something up, and I just thought with the Oathsworn figures it would look so cool, and maybe, it builds into the lore of it. And yeah, we're just, I'm just kind of mixing the colors up. A matter of fact, at one point, I have the queen come out, and I go, well, what do you think? Now we're going to take some brush and some bush, And we're going to take these bushes and we're going to mix them in to offset the colors. Dutch, how you doing? Sorry if I'm sniffling a little bit. I got a little bit of a cold. I think I caught it on the plane. And I was so pumped up on emergency. You think I'd be fine. Now, there we go. And there you go. And we're just going to work that in there. And everything just really just... we're just, we're just working with these bushes so far. Now I'm going to take some Wild Rider Red, and I'm just going to work those same areas that we were talking about. So we're going to go over those lava areas. So we're starting to build our lava out. And I want it to be a little thicker. Usually I would water that down, but I kind of wanted it to be thick for what I'm trying to accomplish here. And it does its job. Right now it doesn't look like anything, but you just got to stick with me, folks. There's always a means to an end. There's always a means to an end. And there we go. And I'm really not worried. I want it to be kind of sparse. I don't want to take all that red out, but I do want to kind of work it outwards. Now we're going to add some really beautiful things. The sunflowers hold a special meaning in my wife's heart, so I wanted to make sure there were sunflowers in there. It's a hidden meaning thing. It's something that means a lot to our family, so I wanted to put some sunflowers in there. But I also wanted kind of just... I wanted just this unbelievable, beautiful forest that was lush and full of flowers and beauty and everything. Some airborne every 4 hours. There you go. Thank you, Vincent. Oh, I actually broke off the piece, but I glued it back on. That piece was broken, and I thought I repaired it, but I ended up repairing it. So there we go. Those flowers are awesome. Thank you. And I work different types of trees in. And you can see here that I finally pinned that piece up there because it was broken in the box, but I finally had to stop the video and pin his staff together, which came out really good finally. And I'm just this is where it becomes so much fun, because you have this unbelievable way to create different things and decide what you want to do. It really comes down to what you see in your mind or in your heart. Do you know where you got your tufts and flowers from? Yes, I do. I got them from Hobby Lobby. And they were a few bucks. I think this whole project all together was under $100. You know, the frame, the plaster, the flowers, you know, a little bit of everything. Wow, that looks incredible. So beautiful. Your talents just continue to amaze me. Thank you, Godzilla Lover, because I'll tell you, the one thing that really makes me happy is being able to create things that you enjoy. And that is enough for me. So I also bought these beautiful bushes because I just saw, again, you know, you just want to build this incredible, beautiful area that just stands out and is moving. You know, I wanted it to be moving. I wanted you to see that there was just so much to lose that this creature was trying to take away. The incredible heroism of the war bear just really needed to stand out and really shine. So it's just how I saw things in my noggin. What can I tell you? And just, you know, and just strategically putting these bushes. So number one, it kind of breaks up the frame, so it takes away from the frame a little bit. Because a lot of times you want to build a diorama above the frame so the frame doesn't take over. There you go. And, you know, just envisioning certain things. And I pulled it, like I said, that bush keeps moving. I don't even want to touch it. So I think I stopped the camera or something. Because it keeps moving. I keep on thinking. Now I'm going to take this brown and we're going to build our shoreline. And my hat really does a great job here. For those who haven't looked, the dollhouse section is full of cool things like those bushes. No, actually, Helen, you're wrong. These were over in the hobby area where the models were. These are actually the dollhouse stuff. They have a lot of dollhouse stuff. I was looking for little small mushrooms. I really wanted to put mushrooms in here, but I could not find any, so I had to bypass the mushrooms. So you can see where my vision was going. I really wanted this to be mystical in a lot of ways, and I'm just kind of filling this in. Make sure you hunt around. Not just look at the modeling area. Everything I got here was from the modeling area. I just couldn't find mushrooms. Figure that one out. So here we're really just trying to get our base in here so I can figure out what I wanted to do. I glued this rock in here just to kind of break up. I had this rock and I wanted... it's actually a plastered... made out of plaster. It's a mold. And now I just kind of add a few things around it. Yeah, well, I'm not taking that phone call. There we go. And I stuck a couple of bushes around it because I really felt and look at those flowers right near the edge of the darkness. I wanted to move some things there so you could feel the threat that all these beautiful things were going to go. I was going to add some smoke in there, but I decided not to. So we're going to take some Troll Slayer Orange and we're going to continue on with our lava. And you can see where how this is all starting to come together a bit. And I'm just working that in there. Just really working it into the crux and cracks and everything like that, so it gives me this like really, and you can see how it just starts to, now all of a sudden that lava effect is really starting to come out because we're building on those colors. So we're building on all these colors. Now I also didn't show you guys that I added a gem right here. I'm going to freeze this just for a second. If you look right here, there's a gem at the base of the tree. And there's a reason for that. It's part of our story. And there we go. We're just adding that in there. That orange really brings things alive and really starts to give us that feel that we want, that the earth is opening up. Now, this is modeled blue water, and all this does is it's going to go in here, and you're going to drop this in here, and it solidifies. And you can see it runs in there pretty good. And that's where we are building this out. Now, I had a little leak problem, believe it or not, but I was able to fix it and get everything to where I wanted it to be. So you only need to put a little bit of this, but I made the pool so deep that it kind of pulled up, and it took a few days to dry. So another reason why this video is delayed. But this is all going to solidify, and it's going to make water for us. And really does a fantastic job of it. And yeah, I just keep adding and adding and adding. And you see how this all just coming in there. Of course, my hat is blocking everything like a complete fool. Now my big mitts. And you can see where it just pulls up a little bit. So I'm trying to make sure that the one thing that you want to get out is all the bubbles. You want those bubbles to go. Yes, that's correct. From Lobby Lobby, Helen. So I'm kind of moving around, and I go, well, maybe if I put this underneath it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right, now that's moving over to the left a little. And I go, maybe I should just stick another one in here somewhere. And then I pop all the bubbles. All the little air bubbles. Because water doesn't have air bubbles. Come on. Come on. There we go. Just taking an old brush. That's the best thing about buying cheap brushes is that you can, yeah, there we go. Take the pliers. They pop a lot easier. Yes, we do things the modern way. I'm looking. Oh, there's one there. Yeah, you must die. Yes. You too. There we go. All right. Nice. There we go. Boom. Boom. All right. Not to worry. Next thing we do. I'm kind of trying to figure out what's next. Well, I really want to cover up that one little corner there. And I do it. All right. There we go. Now I think the next thing that we're going to do. Again, I'm just using all that bottle. I bought like 3 bottles of the stuff. So I do have some for some future projects. Want to get a little in there. I probably should have plastered it a little differently, but I did not. And I was very worried about this part of it. And like I said, I did have a couple minor leaks, but I was able to figure it out and get it so it's solidified. You're only supposed to put that stuff in there 1/8 of an inch. That's probably like a 1/2 inch. So now we're going to go to this. Oh, God, let me go back. Hold on. Whoops. So we get to the yellow. Hello. Oh, because I forgot what color that was. Okay, there we go. Why don't I just turn it around and look here? Phalanx yellow. PHALANX. Yellow. There we go. All right, let's continue on. So I'm going to take that yellow and I'm going to start working over that color because this is where we're really going to get that lava depth. And I don't want to cover it up as much as you think. I just kind of want to, exactly what I'm kind of doing. Just kind of working in. Like I actually got a little thick there, but that's okay because I'm going to fix that later on. And I'm just teasing the brush in there. And I know my fat hand is making it a little blurry, but that's okay. And I want to get in those cracks a little bit. There we go. Because these fissures are just opening up everywhere that beastie goes. There's just bad things that happen with it. Thank you, Helen. And we're just working this in there. Working it in there. Dinkity-dink. There we go. And just kind of moving this around. And I kind of go over everything a little bit. I think I skip some things in the tape. But you'll see what I'm trying to do when it dries and how it all comes together. Eventually. And we're just working that in there. Taking our time. And yeah, I want to get a little bit more there. I want to move that around a little bit. I want the outside edges to kind of sit up. Because you get that, now you start to get that feel a little bit. And I actually decide to add a couple more lines in there, but that come in off camera. As you can see, I decided exactly that because it just didn't look right to me. It just looked too conformed. So I decided to add some more in there. But if you look here, I'm taking some gray, and it's an administrative gray, and I'm just going over the rock area. Because everything that he's walked on has burnt and turned to ash in a way. So I didn't want that whole kind of feel there. Now that the grass is the water was dried, I'm going to put in the cat nine tails that you would see. So I decided to go with a swampy type of look. So I'm just going to take and really just kind of stick these all over the place. And then I'm going to add some bushes in there because I really want to have this swamp feel to it. Like it was on the edge of a swamp. And you can see how this all starts to really come together. What we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish here. And there we go. We're going to stick that one right in there. And, you know, you do it at your own discretion, what you feel is going to work the best for you. And that's what really works. And finally, here we go. Just giving you a quick look at everything that we went with. And how this all just came together. And just worked. Boom. You see how we kind of went with the water. We went more of a swamp-based type of thing. And you could just see the menacing of that creature coming and eating up the land. But our defiant war bear is there to defend this beautiful, beautiful tree that holds so much power of the forest. It's an ancient and mystical tree, and it will be defended, and he will go no further. And Cat and Nine Tails is of a totally different product, which I am pretty sure Hobby Lobby does not carry. I got those at Hobby Lobby, Helen. And there you have it. I mean, just a quick look. Matter of fact, it will come up, and I'll actually show you live what it looks like finished. How's that? All right, let's go over there. And there you have it. There is our story right there. Now, you know, I have a story in my mind, but maybe you have something different in yours. I mean, I don't know. You know, it depends what you see in your mind when you look at this. And you can see we have our horrible, horrible, horrible creature. And what he's doing over there. And then you see the mystical gem that the tree protects, and also the war bear is protecting, and is the very key of this section of the forest. And only the war bear can stop this hideous creature, or else all reality will be gone. So, and then you see our little swamp here for effect. We just figure we add that in there just to make things kind of different, you know. Oh, sorry for the focus stuff. And our sunflowers, as you can see, they mean something. And we just try to make it as lush and beautiful, yet so destructive on one side. And really just something a little different. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this whole process from the war bear to painting the tree to painting our villain, and to finally building him into a diorama that just expresses and has this story, and turns out beautiful, Rob. Depicts the scene of your story perfectly. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing this, and it was a lot of fun. So anybody can do this. I mean, it's not hard. Okay, you just get things and you use your imagination. It's very simple. You get one of those little shadow boxes and you fill it up with something, and you make your own piece of reality there, and that's pretty much how it worked out. Now, I'm going to be doing the same thing this whole run through, and only I think I'm going to tell the story from beginning to end at the end. So if you guys want to come over and hang out, I'm sure I have a different take now that this is the first time I've seen that video from start to finish. So I try to keep things natural. Now, the second time, I like to do it over on BGG, so it comes out naturally. This will be the last time that we are doing things of the same nature on both channels. Actually, that's a bold-faced lie. because I got to finish up the Cthulhu series, and then whatever I do on BGG will be different from what I do here, because we have a bunch of things going on starting on the 9th. Things are going to change a little bit. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's so much fun to be expressive and have the time to be expressive. Now, what I do with this, I have no idea. It was fun to create, and then I don't know, maybe I just put it in my room, or bring it to work, or auction it off. I don't know, and give the money to charity. So maybe it's something that somebody would want. I don't know. Email me if you're interested in it. novaprime860@hotmail.com. That's probably the best way to do it. There you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was just a little Thanksgiving present from me to you. And I hope you enjoyed this. It showed you how to create your own beauty and yet your own destruction at the same time. Good and evil. There is no bad unless you have good, and there is no good without bad. And that's the way the world works, folks. So, again, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. At 4 o'clock, you'll see me over at, yeah, you got it, Board Game Geek TV. We're going to be doing it up again. I'll probably add a few different things, try to break it, make it a little bit different. I'll have a little bit different commentary, maybe. And, we'll just see how it goes. We'll take a better look at the finished product over there. Godzilla Lover, thank you so much, Rob. Hope you and your family have a great Thanksgiving. The same for all those on the chat. And no one could have said it better than my very own Godzilla Lover, who I love dearly. Make sure you watch the Thanksgiving message tomorrow. We have something special for you guys. And, I have a long weekend, so we've got some really great things planned. I've got some great things planned that I am going to try to do. And we'll be able to squeeze those in and maybe get some live plays in finally, along with some more painting and stuff like that. I've got all kinds of things that I'm trying to finish up, particularly Batman for Pete, and a couple other things I have going. All right. I think I've said it all, done it all. Don't think there's too much more I can say to that. Guys, go check out the Reaper Miniature video, and then go check out Reaper Miniature. I think you'd be shocked at all the great stuff that they have, and they're quite incredible, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out a way to convert my paints over a little bit and do a couple things differently. I really like what's going on over there, so we really have some neat things that we want to accomplish, that is for sure. Okay, so without further ado, I've got to convert everything over so it's Board Game Geek, and I got to get going to do that because I'm on in 20 minutes. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. Listen, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Remember, tomorrows are not guaranteed, and that I love you all, and I will see you all live very soon. Go easy now.